Still attached. Here are my eyes. Hi everyone, welcome back to What's Sewing On. Today I'm going to be doing a super easy serger for beginner project. Some of you may have seen my unboxing of my serger video a few months ago. On that first unboxing video, I did make a simple skirt, which was somewhat easy, and I made a few mistakes, and since then I have been using my serger, but I haven't really shown it that much. So I thought I would make a video today of a super simple project of a serger mat. If you've ever used a serger before, or if you have one, you probably know that it's really loud and it vibrates and shakes a lot because it's a pretty powerful machine. I was looking around online for ways to kind of fix this, and I found out that you can buy a serger mat. If you've watched my channel before, you'll know that I am cheap AF and I don't want to buy one. So I'm going to try to make my own. I was looking around online and there are plenty of ways you can do this. I've seen some where you use those plastic covers for inside of your kitchen cabinets so things don't slide around. I've seen people do it with yoga mats, sponge boards, you know, for your knees while you're gardening. And apparently it's supposed to help with the vibration and the loud noise. So I've decided to go with the yoga mat way because I have a yoga mat that I would love to say gets a lot of use, but it's never been used once and it's just sitting in the basement collecting dust. What I've decided to do is I want to be able to make an interchangeable top part of the yoga mat because I want to be able to use different mats for the season. So today I'm going to make an everyday one, and I'm also going to make a Christmas topper for it. So if you want to follow along for this project, you're going to need your serger. You'll also need some matching thread. You'll need a yoga mat or some sort of foam board that you can put the mat on top of. You'll need your fabric, and I want to make sure my mat can attach to the yoga mat and I can take it off and put on a different one. So I'm going to do that by using my snap thing. As Laurel said, my snappler, and as Elizabeth said, snapparatus. If you don't have this snap thing, you can also just sew directly down onto the yoga mat. It won't be interchangeable, but you can do it that way. You can also hand sew metal clasps onto that. And I'm pretty sure you can just lay the mat over top of it. It doesn't have to connect because the machine should be heavy enough that it doesn't move. But honestly, I use this snap thing quite a bit. I absolutely love it, so I kind of suggest anyone buy them. Before we get started, the fabric I'm going to be using is a kind of winter Christmas scene. The other one for my everyday use mat is going to be the same fabric as my DIY tailor's ham video. So basically all of my sewing accessories are going to look consistent. If you want to give your mat a little bit of a lift, you can use fusible interfacing or quilt batting to give it an extra puffy lift. So let's get started. My dimensions for this project are going to be 25 inches long and 21 inches wide. This will give ½ inch seam allowance on all sides. With those dimensions, I cut 4 equal pieces and I pinned them together, right sides together. Once it's pinned, we can take it to the serger. Start by cutting a ½ inch in each corner. So what I mean by that is if you start in this corner and you're serging down, you're going to want to snip from this corner outer edge inwards a ½ inch, and you only need to make a little bit of a cut. So that way, when you start in this corner, you're going to be serging all the way down, and you're going to be lifting your pressure foot. You're going to spin it around. This corner edge is going to be right up against where the knife is of your serger, and then you can continue going seamlessly without getting any little bump or anything here. And you're going to again cut this way up. So when you come around the corner with your serger and go up this way, when you spin it, that corner edge will be cut and again seamless. And you'll do the same for up here, but you don't have to worry about this end. When you get close to your snipped edge, make sure you go very slow and go 1 or 2 stitches over your fabric. Then you're going to lift your pressure foot, twist your fabric so the slit edge sits flatly up against where the knife is, put your pressure foot down, and continue serging until the other corner, doing the same thing when you get to that corner. corners and you're nearing back to where you started again, stop 6 inches before the corner. Then you're going to lift the top layer of fabric and continue serging all the way down. Then you're going to put it back under the needle, but tuck under the bottom layer that is already serged and just serge the top corner. This will give you a gap opening so you can actually flip it all inside out. Flip it inside out and then press everything down so all the edges are nice and clean. Once everything is flipped and pressed, you can do a top stitch all along the outside just to close up that 6-inch gap and give it a nice clean edge. So your first one should look something like this. What I'm going to do is put a snap in each 4 corner, and then I'm going to put its match on the base of this yoga mat. The easiest way to match up the snaps is just to lay over your top fabric right over top. Feel exactly where the middle of your snap is, and then you just poke a hole right through the middle. I forgot to figure out which color I'm using. Oh, I don't know which one's purple. I think that's purple. Is that purple? Oh God, they're all the same. I have black, which I guess I could just use black. Yeah, let's just go with black. For these snaps, you can see this is the closure for all of them, but then the middle part has 2 different types. So this one that has kind of an extended circle, and this one that has a sunken in. So when you snap them together, they fit together like that. You have to make sure that whatever you look at, whichever one you used here. So this is the cylinder shaped one, so I have to use the one with the sunken cylinder. And obviously this one has the flat base here, so this one would have to have the flat base on top. It ends up squishing this little plastic pin down and it hooks it right in. And then they snap together. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like and I hope you subscribe. I'm sure editing stuff can tell you whether or not there is a difference, at least on camera, with the noise and the vibration of using a serger mat opposed to not. But I, for one, can definitely notice a difference whenever I was serging on top of the mat rather than not having anything underneath it. So I'm actually really happy with this project. And because it's so flexible, I can just roll it up and store it away and it doesn't have to be out all the time, which is also a really big bonus for me. If you end up making your own serger mat or you already have one, let me know down in the comments. Let me know on Instagram. I want to know if you find it makes a difference or not. Again, thank you so much for watching. I will see you all on Monday for my next video. I am not going to be doing a sewing video. I'm going to be doing something a little different and a lot easier because I have a bigger project coming up in 2 weeks and I'm giving myself plenty of time to get this done. So I will see you all on Monday in my next video. You want to say hi? Say hi. Hello. Oh, watch your noggin. I'm petting the back of the serger, thinking I'm petting you. You yawn in every video. I hate you so much. I'm literally doing my outro. I'm not putting any of this in. You're not getting any recognition.
No, I'm just keeping you from filming since you're being so rude.
Thank you so much for watching. Get out of here. I hope you fall. It sounds like you're normal walking.